Gonna have vibrations. Collective message coming to you on this day of January 16, 15. With a continuation of you are the technology. Your teeth, your nerves, your bone, your skin, your 33 vertebrae, your neurons, fire, 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 your sensing abilities, your clair, your ability to pick a frequency, hone a frequency, and to sync and oscillate at a certain speed and space and time, to have a rhythmic loop that is yours. Whoom, whoom, whoom. I am. You become the tuning fork. Instead of using traditional methods that got you to this point, such as affirmations over and over and over again, mantras over and over and over again, certain type of meditations, which are all good and great and great and great and good, and they help with the tuning and the alignment to get you to the point where you realize that, like, hey, I shouldn't be learning new ways to strike the tuning fork more so than I should be asking, what is this tuning fork that I'm using, and making sure that, you know, like becoming one with the tuning fork, where you are the tuning fork, where you don't have to strike and force no more. Your being alone is the oscillation that reality becomes, you know, synced to. So instead of always, you know, doing these different older system methods into your new technology, because now that you're more aware that your breath animating this body, you know, 33 vertebrae, you're literally, like, what you give attention to is quantum mechanics. Like, when you give attention to something, you're going to slow down its decay. That's why each person that you meet along the way kind of wants to pull you to the side and stop, and wants you to focus on them, and so that your attention can keep them from decaying. Now, it takes really, you know, like, the more adept that you get at this, the more you probably won't even like having casual, cool conversation unless it's real and not nice, because it is a difference between nice and good, you know, and yeah, so maybe one day that'll be one of the channel messages, nice and good. But at that quantum rate, which you're giving attention to, you keep it alive from decaying. So it's that important. So for a while, we've been kind of using some of that attention to look outside of ourselves at the tuning fork, and we're trying to change the world with this vibration outside of ourselves. So we're trying to figure out how we can play the instrument better, how we can strike it better, how we can bong, bong. Instead of just like really like, whoa, hold up. It's me that's giving presence to the, you know, awareness to the tuning fork. What is a tuning fork actually constituted of at its molecular level, its atom level? What alloys is it made out of? Is it even something that needs to be outside of myself? Because the more you're able to turn that focus inwards, you keep yourself from decaying, and you begin to see and utilize and live inside of what your technologies are capable of doing. All your different clair abilities, your abilities to sense, your abilities to collapse space and time, and to give or take life through your attention. So that's part of one thing we keep on building on in this collective, is knowing your frequency, maintaining your frequency, and keeping your charges, and matching your breath to it, you know, syncing your mind, body, soul into housing the frequency. You know, like a couple videos back, we mentioned about that, you know, being able to house your frequency. So the more you realize that you are the tuning fork, the more you realize, instead of trying to strike something outside of yourself, you know, you begin to be like, find ways to push your own buttons, how you can, because your heart is a vortex, 432 hertz, you know, as above, so below. So, you know, you're collapsing space and time through yourself every day and every moment of the time, you know. So I tell you these things today to continue the, you know, memory of embodying this and into allowing it to find you for more embodiment, because these are all still skills and parts of the technology that don't really have a whole lot of instruction to them right now. You know, they're still being remembered. See? So cool. That's the good vibe. That's a good vibe. That's a good word. Oh, and yeah. And always remember, alignment. You got to meet God halfway. You know what I mean. So when it comes to, you know, and doing our best to do things in the right sequence, because God can put something in your heart and in your vision, but it's still up to us to decipher the code and not to, you know, advance things or rush things until the path is clear. And part of the path is clear is doing things step by step, sequence by sequence to get there, and being okay with it. You know, to a degree. And I just want to, you know, to say that I understand, you know, I understand the frustration sometimes of just having to endure. But it's that endurance that, you know, helps build your character, is what they always reaffirm, and is true. So in the meantime, we do what? We breathe. We calibrate, we take care of ourselves, we do those things, and we learn how to play this instrument better, because that's why we even got organs, like, you know, play different keys and tunes and frequencies. We are the instrument, we are the technology. 777 Drew Higg, you're a little bit more lucky now. All right, see you soon.